Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds, where this week we are featuring Greninja. Now, if you didn't watch yesterday's video because it's in Spanish, I really recommend you guys to, because the second game was so close and so I have no idea how I ended up winning that game. Like, even if you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm sure you'll get the gist of it just by looking at my plays. And I don't know, it was just a really good game, and that made me really think this deck has a lot more potential than I might be giving it credit for. Now, we are up against a fighting water psychic deck. No idea what that combination is. Potentially something with Octillery, but not exactly sure what. I do start Remoraid, which is not good because of what we are using right now, or because of our starting hand. I do get to go first. So, no, I get to go second, sorry. So, it is my opponent's turn. It is a fighting Crobat deck, most likely with potentially Octillery instead of Shaman. But, I cannot use Evo Soda next turn. But looks like my opponent isn't doing too much either. Well, that Ultra Ball will net him a Lucario, most likely here. No, it's actually a Gallet deck, so that's where the Psychic typing is coming from. Now, he does attach to the Ralts, so unfortunately we cannot play Evo Soda. I really wish we had Evo Soda, but I really just don't want to use Judge right now. He didn't play a supporter. So what I'm gonna do here is do I Wally's? Yeah, I think I'm gonna Wally's actually. I might even start attacking with Octillery. No, not really. That's obviously not gonna happen. But I can potentially attach in order to not draw a card. Next turn I can judge my opponent, but given the fact that he didn't do anything and he only has 4 cards, well, before 3, I don't know, things are not looking good. He passes and I get a first secret. So if I had more energy I wouldn't play the judge, but because I have no other way to get more cards, I'm gonna play the judge, and I don't even get a Frogadier here. That's terrible. Or a way to search for one. I'm gonna draw an extra 2 cards, I guess, with Abyssal Hand. And I definitely want to get a Sycamore in my discard pile for that versus Seeker. What else could I possibly want? I just want a Frogadier, man. That's all I want. Truly. I'm gonna get rid of the Fisherman as well, so that my verse Seekers can become Fishermen. And I think that's it actually. I'm just gonna get rid of those 2 cards. And now I'm gonna attach to Octillery because I can potentially retreat and I get to draw an extra card. Or I could even get a KO into a Lucha. No need for me to retreat just yet. I could Lysander and KO the Ralts, but knowing how the game works, I probably gave my opponent a perfect hand with Judge. Yep. So he gets a Karina, he's gonna get the rare candy Gallet and get a KO. Get a KO onto my Octillery. Oh man. I can't believe my judges help my opponents instead of hurting them. And we had so many outs, and if you see the previous games, you will really see that, wow, he got rid of a DCE. You will see, is that a Shaman as his last card? No. It's probably a Sycamore. It has to be something. He wouldn't give up the double colorless energy for nothing. It must be an energy at least. And thanks to Premonition, he will get a KO on my Octillery right now. So what I could do is Lysander up the Remoraid. Wow, he actually opts not to attack here. Okay, so that gives us a great opening right now to Lysander up the Remoraid forcing him to have a switching card. I'm gonna retreat. Or do I want to retreat? 40. Yeah. I'm gonna retreat here. Those energy in the discard pile will be good in case I get to Fisherman later on. I'm gonna attach my energy to get more water duplicates out. Hopefully I don't draw any Frogadiers right now. Of course I draw the one, but at least I get a Froakie to go with it. And let's see, 2 Frogadiers. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? There's 2 Frogadiers priced. So to add onto our stellar, absolutely stellar start, 2 Frogadiers are priced. Wow. I have no words, guys. I just can't. He's gonna knock Froakie out. I bet you he's going to have the switching card to knock Froakie out here. Oh man, I can't believe I priced 2 Frogadiers in the one game where my start is absolutely horrible. He's gonna Premonition once again. It's ridiculous, guys. It really is ridiculous. And I just realized I had no sound on. There we go. Sorry about that. I guess I do prefer playing with the background music a bit. Hopefully it's not too loud. If it is, please let me know. But okay, at least he cannot retreat Octillery. So I'm gonna have to bench a lot of Froakies right now. I could Wally's and do the water shuriken thing to the energy. Yeah, I'm gonna Wally's and prevent him from using abilities next turn. Hopefully my Greninjas are available to me. Yes, they are. Now let's check for the Greninja breaks, because I didn't pay attention with my earlier battle compressor. There's one, I just saw it, and there's the other. Okay, so at least we get that. I'm gonna be able to prevent his abilities, and I'm gonna get an extra 4 cards through Abyssal Hand. So pretty nice that we are both using Octillery instead of Shaman. That's honestly very surprising. And what I can do here is Water Shuriken some damage so that I can actually get a KO through through another Water Shuriken instead of damaging my opponent. And I can also get the Greninja breakout in order to prevent that Gallade from doing any damage. Or if I had more energy and the Greninja break, I could also potentially... Oh, he gets the DCE. He gets the DCE. Does he have a supporter? Yes, he does. So never mind. I mean, he did put the DCE on top, I guess. But man, those 2 Frogadiers in the discard pile, they're not gonna help at all. My only hope right now is that he doesn't wrong strong energy. That's my only hope. The only hope here. He's gonna go for the sensitive blade. He can't use Premonition or Abyssal Hand. And I'm gonna promote Octillery here. Okay, so I definitely put back my Greninja line. The Froakie, the Frogadier, and the Greninja. So I'm not gonna be using water duplicates anymore. I do bench the Froakie. Now I will use this in order to Water Shuriken for a price on the Octillery and attach to another Froakie. This energy water, obviously. get the KO into Octillery, get our first prize card, which is a Frogadier. Perfect, at least something good. And I really need a Greninja break. So do I Sycamore away my Greninja or do I wait? This is so bad. I think I have to Sycamore here. Pretty sure I have to guarantee the Greninja break. So I will be able to get it. That means he might not be able to KO me, and I do get a potential KO onto Ralts with the extra damage. Yeah, okay, so I will definitely get a KO onto the Focus Sash Ralts here. But I really wish I could prevent my opponent's abilities. I think that would potentially seal the game for us. I'm gonna Giant Water Shuriken here. KO the Ralts, or is it worth it damaging the Gallade? No, I'm gonna take the KO onto Ralts. I'm pretty sure I will be able to take a KO onto Gallade next turn. Yeah, I should be able to. Okay, so another prize card. So as long as he doesn't get another Gallade up, we should be okay. We do free up a Frogadier. That's the second Frogadier, which is of course pretty good. Now let's see. I'm gonna get rid of AC potentially. I could see myself getting rid of the AC. Definitely not Froakies or Frogadiers. Man, it just seems like every single card is useful right now. So I'm gonna get rid of the AC just so that I have access to it with Verse Seeker in case I need to do that. And I'm gonna Trainer's Mail here for the Versus Seeker, I think. Yeah, the Versus Seeker. So that I have enough energies for next turn to get some KOs. Done. Thank you. Unfortunately, I cannot use Abyssal Hand this turn, but I can Mist Slash, and that 50 damage could be important, because if I evolve into the other Water Shuriken Greninja, I could potentially KO the Ralts and the active Gallade. He benches another Ralts. He has no Octillery, thankfully. But he does get the Karina. So he might get a Gallade and a Rare Candy, but that limits his draw for next turn. He actually gets a Level Ball and no fighting Pokemon. So he doesn't want to get Gallade. He's gonna go search for Octillery now. And maybe running Level Ball in this deck wouldn't be so bad because it gets you everything except the Greninjas. He goes for a Premonition. Does he run Strong Energy? That's the question here. If he does run Strong Energy, he can KO Greninja because he already played as a supporter, or my Greninja break. But if he doesn't, I might do pretty well here. He does get... Okay, he attaches a DCE to the benched Ralts. That's perfect. He won't KO my active Greninja, and thanks to the Versus Seeker, I can KO the Ralts to which he attached, and I can KO the active Gallade. And he concedes, so yeah, he realizes this. Pretty good for us, and wow, I really thought we were in a terrible position, or an unrecoverable position, after seeing our start. But I'm very glad that was not the case here. Let's find our next opponent with a Lightning, Psychic, colorless deck. I've seen a lot of Mega Manectric, Mega Mewtwo decks running around. It could also be Manectric Crobats. And we do go second, which is not bad for us, because we can potentially turn one, get the Greninja out, and get our Frogadiers out. So yeah, I really can't believe how we got out of the situation from the previous game, because of the fact that we had two Frogadiers priced. Now we start Remoraid, which is definitely not what you want to see when you want to get your turn one Turn 1 Frogadier, and my opponent is running Manectric Crobat here. So. That's gonna be rough. Unless we somehow get the turn 1 Frogadier. But I'm not really counting on that. If we had gone first, we would be in an amazing position. Because we could get Froakie, we had the energy to retreat, we had the Sycamore to get more energy, so we would have been in a great position. Something that would be great for us is if he didn't get the Manectric out, but he immediately plays the Ultra Ball, discarding 2 Crobats. So my opponent better have Super Rod, and that means he has a Sycamore in his hand. He attaches, he does have the Super Rod in his hand even, to get back both Crobats, and his last card is gonna be a Sycamore, I bet. Yep. So the most absolute perfect hand my opponent could have hoped for, he got it. And unless we top deck a Floatstone and get a Wally off of the Trainer's Mail, or the other way around, or potentially a Battle Compressor, I really think we're pretty much screwed right now. My opponent got such a perfect start. I'm very jealous. I have 1 Frogadier in hand. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay, so no Frogadiers prized, which is, I guess, good news. I'm gonna Trainer's Mail here. Pathetic. Not even gonna grab the card. There's no point in discarding any Stadium. There's no point in anything really. So I'm just gonna pass my turn. He's gonna... I mean, he could win this next turn. If he gets 3 Golbat drops, he wins next turn. And based on how perfect a start my opponent got, if he gets another Golbat drop, which he is looking for it, yeah, if he gets 2 Golbats, we're done here. There's an Ultra Ball. Discards 2 Manectrics, that means he has it. That means we just lost. Ugh. And it's all about the initial flip. If I go first, this doesn't happen. Wow, he actually gets Shaman. Honestly, that's a mistake, because even if... Oh. He has the escape rope. I'm just gonna concede here, guys. There's no coming back from this. I mean, I know I always say to not give up and everything, but we are a setup deck and he just KO'd our Froakie, so there's no way. There's absolutely no way. So it's better to find another game. Once again, it's like the loss on the first day. Like, we really had no choice over that. Like, we had no way to control that. And losing the flip is what made us lose immediately, so it was a 50-50 in the end. What are you gonna do? Now, does that count towards the week? I guess it does, because it's happening in like more commonly than you would think so. Wow, waiting for your opponent to load the game. Okay, finally. Yeah, it's happening too often for you to consider it just purely bad luck. Maybe the deck just doesn't run as well. You do rely on a stage 2 Pokemon, which is obviously never ever great in this super fast paced format. And just look at our other next stellar hand. It's either we get a lot of useful cards and a Sycamore, so we cannot use the Sycamore, or we just don't get any supporters at all. It goes one way or the other. No other way here. And we're not going first either. Oh boy. I mean, what can I tell you guys? What can I analyze in this precarious, very delicate situations where we get absolutely nothing and we go second, and yep. Not much to analyze here. We are up against a Bronzong Zoroark H-Slash deck. So I think we should have an okay matchup here. There's no way my opponent is one KOing my Greninjas as long as I play smartly my bench. I mean, if I fill up my bench, he will get KOs onto my Greninjas. Actually, yeah. Zoroark does 10 plus 30 damage for each benched Pokemon, so a full bench means 160. 4 bench means 130, so that means we need to only keep 3 Pokemon in the bench, on the bench. But I can definitely plan for that. Wow, it's also Mega Scissor. Now the bad part here is the fact that my opponent can just evolve and DCE and KO my Froakie. Now with the compressor, I'm gonna get rid of the AC, I'm gonna get rid of the Fisherman, and I'm gonna get rid of a Sycamore. Now the question is, do I even bother playing my Dive Ball? Because that's one less out to get one of my potential Frogadiers or Octillery, so I'm gonna keep that in the deck. I do get it back out. And do I want to play it right now? Because I did get the Frogadier. And I could get another Frogadier, I guess. Or I could just straight up go for another Froakie, because I could go on the offensive next turn. Yeah, that's actually what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna rely on Frogadier's water duplicates. I'm gonna rely on just evolving manually. And a head flip here would be awesome, but nope. He has 2 retreat costs. But, I mean, as long as we don't see a DC Zoroark this turn, we'll be okay. As long as I don't see a DC Zoroark. Because I can evolve into Frogadier, then Wally's, and then Octillery, and Wally's into the Frogadier, or into the Greninja that prevents abilities. So that would be best case scenario. Worst case scenario... Okay, he attaches to Scissor, that's perfect. And his Sycamores. Steel Wing, 20 damage less, that's fine, because we will be placing damage counters. So now I'm feeling really confident about our matchup, especially because he's not gonna be able to bench another Bronzor anytime soon. Or Bronzong rather, because now it's a Bronzong. He Meta Links. Does he have a way to switch out? If he does... yeah, if he does, Scissor is gonna KO my Froakie. Ugh. Man, if I only could start games, it would be completely different. If I could start games, I would be too broken for PTCGO. Anyways. So now that's obviously not gonna happen, what I was planning. I'm gonna use my Dive Ball, get another Frogadier. Then I'm going to Wally's. And who am I going to Wally's into? This Scissor or the Mega Scissor don't KO me. So we're okay there. And he's not preventing any damage. He does have 40 more HP though, I do have to keep that in mind. So now I have to hope I draw an energy off of this Abyssal Hand. Which I do. Okay, so Trainer's Mail gets me nothing. Trainer Mail gets me a Floatstone and a Lysander. So the Lysander could be good here. And there's no reason for me not to grab it, I guess. I will get another Froakie out here. If it's in the deck, it is. Could have gone for the Greninja Break and waited a turn. The question is, do I want to damage that Scissor and prevent any more Metal Links? Or, since he's gonna do 60 damage only, which is not a big deal, Nope, I'm not gonna play the Super Rod just yet. Yeah, there's no point in returning just the one Froakie. So I'm gonna Shadow Stitching, 40 damage, prevent my opponent from using Metal Links, prevent my opponent from using Sword Arc, and doing the whole combo with the Floatstone and making Scissor do more damage. But I really need my Greninja Break this next turn. Or, I mean, he's gonna run more than one Floatstone for sure. There is one Floatstone in play, and he Lysanders up my Froakie. Ugh. And gets another KO. Wait, what? 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 That's a huge bug, man. Switching my Greninja shouldn't let you. What? It shouldn't restore your ability to use Poke Powers or abilities. That's such bull. That is absolute bull. That is so unfair. That's a free energy he should not have been able to get. Anyways, do I Lysander here? He can't KO Greninja either. No, so I'm not gonna bother Lysandering. Just gonna Sycamore, you know? I want to get more Greninjas, potentially more Froakies. I really need to start doing a ton of damage. If I get... yeah, the Greninja Break and the Water Shuriken Greninja. Oh, but do I want to KO it? Though that's the question, because I can get a KO into Scissor, but then he comes back and deals a ton of damage. But then I could KO this Scissor as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go for it, because why not? I'm gonna KO the... oh, I was confused as to what it was waiting for. I'm gonna... it's 100. Yeah, it has 210 damage. So I'll be able to Water Shuriken, deal 30 more damage. And then I can Abyssal Hand, get myself 2 more energy. And he cannot KO my Greninja Break, right? Right? So I'm gonna Moonlight Slash. Return the energy, and that should be 210 damage for the KO. Yep, there it is. Okay, so if I get the Greninja Breakout, if I get the Greninja Breakout this next turn with my Evo Soda, oh, but I will not be able to attack. Ugh, I will not be able to attack. I will not be able to attack. But I can recover from this. I think I can recover. So he will deal a ton of damage. He just outright gets rid of Metal Energy. He's gonna Metal Links onto a Scissor. He will come up and deal a lot of damage. But actually, if he doesn't attach any tool cards, I can KO him. Because I have so much energy in my hand. He does flip heads. Does he get another Fighting Fury belt? Please. Ugh. Why do you do this to me, PTCGO? Why? Why do you do this? Man. It's so frustrating, guys. It's really, really frustrating. It really is frustrating. Gonna be 1 turn behind in energy. Just the 1 turn behind. Just the 1 turn behind, and just looking at my hand. Ugh. Oh man. I need my Floatstone. No, but even then, I can't deal 210 damage next turn, or this turn. I could. Because it's 120, but I need my Floatstone. Otherwise I cannot do it. I know there's one in the deck. So okay, that's 60 damage, then 60 more, that's 120, 150, and 50, nope. 10 damage short of the KO, of course. But I should be able to take a hit with my other Greninja Break. So I think that's my better play here. So I'm first going to or I could KO Shaman EX or the Bronzor. Do I KO Shaman EX? Yeah, I'm gonna go after Shaman EX. You know why? Because then I can go after Aegislash or potentially the Bronzor. So I'm gonna use the regular Water Shuriken onto whom? Onto not Shaman, because I'm gonna attach and retreat on KO Shaman. So I'm gonna use it onto Bronzong actually. Those are my two targets, Bronzor and Bronzong. Now I'm gonna attach an energy. Oh, I have free retreat. I'm such an idiot. I am such an idiot. I have free retreat. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Though, do I want... no. I forgot I had free retreat. I honestly did forget. That actually works out pretty great for next turn actually. I'm gonna Giant Water Shuriken. I'm gonna KO the Shaman. That's 2 free prizes. And yeah, Bronzor and Bronzong are my targets here. If I could get... no, I cannot Lysander. I could Judge, which I obviously don't want to. I'm gonna bench Remoraid just in case I want to use Octillery afterwards. And now how many energy are in my discard pile? Just 3, so this would be the 4th. How many versus Seekers? Just the 1, so I think I'm pretty safe to Sycamore here. I think it is pretty safe for me to Sycamore right now. My deck is pretty low. There's a Floatstone I thought I needed. He could Lysander up my Greninja Break, that's for sure. I'm gonna conserve the Floatstone in my hand. There's the Verseeker, which I definitely needed for next turn. And I'm just gonna pass here. Bronzor and Bronzong are my 2 targets for my last 2 prizes. I have exactly like my active Greninja Break. There is absolutely no way it's going down. Absolutely no possible way that it's going down. Absolutely no way it's going down. My opponent just used Sycamore, so he's not gonna Lysander. That means game. That means game. I have the Fisherman in order to get energy back and KO both Bronzors through all my Water Shurikens. Oh, he actually maxed potions. That's fine because he did bench a Bronzor, so it's really not an issue here. It's really not an issue. That Bronzor will be his undoing. I mean, it didn't really matter because I do have the Lysander, but I would need to draw another energy. Or it would just delay me out turns. No big deal, really. No big deal. No biggie, guys. No biggie. We have this game won. There's no way my opponent can KO me. He's gonna stand in for some reason. Might retreat, might not. Doesn't really matter. His damage caps off at 130 there. Or 120 with Scissor. So yeah. We win. Oof. This deck really makes you suffer. It really, really makes you suffer. So there we go. I'm gonna get my Fisherman, which I discarded very, very early on. I'm gonna get some energy back, exactly 4, and I can just win the game outright without attacking. So, Water Shuriken. 30 damage onto the Bronzong. He decided to heal up. Then I can Giant Water Shuriken, KO that exact same Bronzong, take my second to last prize, And then I simply retreat, use Giant Water Shuriken, or rather, yeah, Float Stone, retreat, another Giant Water Shuriken, and KO Bronzor for the game. I could have even KO'd the active Caesar EX if I really wanted to, because I could have dealt 150 damage, plus 80, that would have been more than enough, but it just feels more satisfying this way. So, another 2 wins, 1 loss type of day. You guys decide if it does count or not for the perfect week, but yeah, we're doing pretty nicely. This deck is, when it works, it really works. That extra damage is a ton of damage, even though we are using an essentially turn 3 or stage 3 deck. It's really working out for us. So yeah, that will be all for today, guys. Thank you very much. If you're enjoying this Greninja Break deck, I hope you will leave a like on the video to support the channel. I will really appreciate it. And yeah, that will be all for today, guys. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.